Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Allahumma salli ala Sayyidina Muhammadin wa ala alihi wa sahbihi wa barik wa sallam. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. Thank you so much for joining us for MCC's New Muslim Ramadan Stories series. Today, alhamdulillah, we have Sister Amanda with us. Assalamu alaikum, Amanda.
Wa alaikum salam.
Thank you so much for being with us here today and being willing to share your story. Let's start out with you telling us a little bit about yourself.
Okay, so I've been Muslim for about, I guess, 12 years now. It's been a long time. So a little background, just small, on how I found Islam. I was basically in Morocco, and I got separated from our tour group, and so I was looking around trying to find my tour group, not sure where to go, really nervous because, you know, it's a whole new, city, and I don't know the language.
Where were you?
Morocco, 10 years. And I was walking, and I heard someone singing. Well, I thought I was singing, and I stopped to listen. And as soon as I stopped to listen and to, you know, just hear what was going on, you know, I felt so like a wave of peace and like calmness come over me. And as soon as I felt that, you know, I felt more safe and secure. And alhamdulillah, the tour group guard came running up. He was like, "Where have you been?" And I was like, you know, we went back and forth, like, "Where have you been?" And I don't know. And so before we left that alleyway, I said, you know, "Who's the singer?" Because I want to get that music. You know, I was like, I really want that music. I was really into music. I was a drummer in high school, so it was my thing. And he was like, "Oh, no, it's someone reading Quran." I was like, "Quran? Okay, so what's Quran?" And so subhanAllah, he told me a little bit about, you know, what Quran is the holy book of the Muslims. And so I couldn't get a CD, which I was really bummed about. But then, you know, once I came back home and back to the United States, I started really looking into Islam. And then, you know, after a year of research and finding out about just the basics of Islam, and, you know, alhamdulillah, I woke up one morning, I was like, I'm going to become Muslim and I want to convert to Islam. So, alhamdulillah, I was in 08, now it's 21. So, mashallah, yeah.
Okay, so mashallah, it's been 08, 21, so that's a lot of years. Mashallah. Yeah. Okay, so tell us about your first Ramadan. How did you feel going into it, and what do you remember most about that Ramadan?
My first Ramadan was, for me, seemed really easy. You know, alhamdulillah, I was really excited to go into it.
Mashallah.
I knew a lot of local Muslims, like a whole family. It was like a family of, 15 or something. And so they invited me over. So every day I went over to their house because I was living alone at the time, and wasn't sure, you know, wanted to just experience Ramadan with other Muslims. So
mashallah.
It was really nice. It was also in the winter, so the days were a lot shorter. So I had a really great experience, you know, really seeing how, you know, people broke their fast, and, you know, just like the spirit of things. And one thing that really kind of stuck with me since then was every day, like before we broke for iftar, before we broke our fast, you know, they started doing a little bit of du'as always. And I thought that was, especially being a new Muslim, I was just like intrigued and how peaceful, because the whole house was rowdy and wild, you know, kids running all over the place. But then, you know, right before iftar, once everybody, you know, everything calmed down, it was like a whole shift, you know. So that was really inspiring to me.
Mashallah. Did they have you over like every day during?
Pretty much every day, yeah.
Mashallah.
Yeah.
May Allah bless them and reward them. Mashallah. Okay, so mashallah, it sounds like that first Ramadan was pretty amazing, mashallah.
Yeah.
What would you say has been your biggest struggle or struggles that you've faced during Ramadan?
During Ramadan, I think struggles really just since then, being before I was married, being not having any other family, or living with non-Muslims, so living around all that, people eating all day, and it was a really mind shift of really getting a good mindset, because it was really hard with the smells and the all that, the food, and it was like, well, it's not allowed, and we're fasting, so it was really, that was a big struggle I faced for a while, because I would live with different family members, and also they would, be like, it's okay, you can, why don't you come eat with us? I was like, no, I can't, sorry.
Mashallah,
But alhamdulillah, after a while, they just, kind of understood, and they were like, well, we're not going to budge her any, so they just gave up.
Mashallah.
So, alhamdulillah.
Mashallah. So, and then how were your experiences in the masjids? I don't know if you were, when you first converted, were you in the Bay Area or?
Oh no, I was in Florida.
Okay,
and it was, the masjid there was where I was at. It's a very small masjid, which I personally liked. So I am visually impaired, so I have very low vision. But for me, being in the small masjid, it was nice, because I was able to really learn and navigate easily.
mashallah.
So it was really nice being at the masjid. I would go there. I would just catch the bus and go there all the time, because I just loved the atmosphere of just being at the masjid. Nobody had to be there. I could be the only person there, and a lot of times I was. But just the feeling of being at the masjids was, for me, it was like a home away from home, just get away from everything. I was going through a lot, so it was like a restful place for me.
Mashallah. It sounds like it probably was peaceful too, just being there in the masjid by yourself. Mashallah. Do you have, can you tell us about a Ramadan memory, a special one that really sticks out to you?
I think one was, I was in Egypt back in 2010 for Ramadan, and besides my first Ramadan, being around a whole family of Muslims, after that I wasn't really, but being in Egypt during Ramadan and experiencing like a whole different type of Ramadan, basically. Even though I had no family, I only knew a couple people, but even just like neighbors that didn't even know me, it was really interesting and like humbling, I guess. Like people just came over and gave you food, and and greeted you, not even just having food, but just like, making you feel a part of the family.
Mashallah.
And so that's one Ramadan really stuck out, because I felt so connected, even though I had no idea who these people were, complete strangers, but they felt like a family to me. So, yeah.
And I think like during being in a Muslim country during Ramadan, you get to hear the adhan, and it's just a totally different thing, mashallah. Did you have that, also that feeling of just, I don't know, there's something about hearing the adhan, 5 times a day from the, neighboring masjids. Yeah,
and echoing all around.
Yes,
and even in, I don't know any other countries, but in Egypt they have like in the mornings for suhoor, like an hour or so before Fajr, like they start going around and banging the drums and waking people.
Mashallah.
And to me that was so cool, because I was like, wow.
Yeah. Mashallah.
So, alhamdulillah.
That's an amazing memory. I mean, even just from the first one that you had, it sounds like being surrounded by that, being included in that family probably was an amazing start, mashallah. Okay, so we're gonna switch gears a little bit. As a convert, we didn't grow up Muslim, so we don't have any Ramadan traditions that we're bringing in with us as an adult. So we basically get to create our own Ramadan traditions, right? So have you started to kind of like do anything like that where you're creating your own Ramadan traditions? And if so, what do you do?
You know, I didn't do it for a while. You know, I was just, it's Ramadan, you know, just, I guess, a routine thing. I was excited. But for me, like, you know, having kids now, I feel that the way I look forward to Christmas is how I want them to look forward to Ramadan.
Yeah.
So I started getting moon and star like lights and decorations of like lanterns and moons, and you know, finding different activities my daughter can do. So you know, having that like spirit of Ramadan. Haven't really done like any focus like foods or anything. Mostly it's been more of like decorating and just getting in that spirit, like getting you know, presents for Eid and just preparing the whole month basically.
Right. Mashallah.
So yeah.
Alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah.
So this is going to be, inshallah, our second Ramadan during a pandemic. So tell me about how things were for you last Ramadan, and how you hope to, you know, make lemonade out of lemons this Ramadan. I mean, it is, alhamdulillah, it is getting better, and you know, the mosques are opening up a little bit. But tell me about your experiences last year, and inshallah, what you hope to do this year.
Last year was pretty quiet, which is, you know, inshallah, that's a good thing. You know, it really gets you to focus on yourself and not too focused on food. And but I did miss, you know, being able to have friends or families over, you know, for, you know, maybe a night or two, just to have that sense of connection, you know, and just to break fast with each other and have a, you know, just with other people and more atmosphere. I don't know how to explain it. You know?
Makes sense.
But yeah, so last year it was a bit quiet, but at the same time I was grateful it was quiet, because then even though I missed, you know, eating with other people and praying and stuff, for me I was able to focus more inward and to really reflect and how I can improve, you know, myself, and with, you know, not just during Ramadan, but beyond, of things I can improve on myself. So it was opening, I guess.
Mashallah, alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah.
And mashallah, last Ramadan was definitely a special chance for us to kind of look inwards.
Yeah.
Alhamdulillah. Okay, so my last question for you. What would 2021 Amanda, what advice would 2021 Amanda give to the Amanda, brand new convert Amanda, as she embarks on her first Ramadan, or even like as a new convert, looking back, what would you tell her?
I would try and have her realize, or tell her that, you know, yeah, Ramadan is about, you know, not just the food and everything. It's more to that. And, you know, especially being a new convert, it can be difficult to fast all day without food, without water. You know, it's a whole different life change, you know. So I would really encourage her to, you know, yeah, it's difficult, but you're trying, and just to focus and try to focus on, you know, not to be too hard on herself, because we can be like that, you know. If we couldn't finish the whole day, we're like, oh man, you know, and you feel down, but you know, and in hindsight, that's a blessing, you know, because you did try. So just focus more on, if you can't seem to fast all day, go read some Quran and just try to focus more on other aspects of the deen that you can improve to help you through Ramadan and beyond. So,
MashaAllah. Any final thoughts about Ramadan or just general thoughts for our convert friends out there?
I don't think so.
Okay, alhamdulillah. Okay, so anyway, thank you so much, Amanda, for being here and being willing to share your story with us. We really appreciate it.
Thank you.
And thank you for watching our session today. And inshallah, may Allah bless your Ramadan, make it fruitful, and bring us all closer to Him. Inshallah, Ameen.
Ameen.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi.